Britain didn't just contribute to heavy metal, we invented the bloody thing. From the Black Country to Birmingham, from Sheffield to Bridgend, every riff on this list changed the sound of guitar music forever. 12 riffs, 5 decades, 1 country, let's go. That riff right there, 1969. Jimmy Page didn't write a riff, he wrote a conversation. That call and response between the guitar and bass, nobody had done that before. It's not just heavy, it's telepathic, and that's where it starts. But Zeppelin was still blues rock at heart. What came next wasn't blues at all. Birmingham 1970. 4 lads from Aston walk into a studio and accidentally invent doom metal. Goes that Tony Iommi lost the tips of his fingers in a factory accident the day before he was supposed to leave Sabbath. He melted plastic bottle caps onto his fingers, detuned his guitar so the strings didn't hurt, and that's how we got the Sabbath sound. That riff, Paranoid, was written in about 20 minutes as album filler. It became one of the most recognisable riffs in history. That's Birmingham for you. Now, 1972, Richie Blackmore walks into a recording session in Montreux, plugs into a crank Marshall, and, well, you already know what happens next. 4 notes. 4. That's all it took. A Frank Zappa concert, a flare gun, and a casino burning down. And somehow that becomes the first riff every guitarist learns. But here's the thing that people miss. Blackmore's picking hand on that riff is ridiculously tight. It sounds simple because he makes it sound simple. It's not. Right, now we hit 1980, and this is where it all explodes. The new wave of British heavy metal, and it starts in Birmingham. Again. Judas Priest took the blues out of heavy metal completely, breaking the law. That riff is razor wire. KK Downing and Glenn Tipton, dual guitar attack, leather and studs, and a riff so simple you could teach it to someone in their first lesson. That's the genius of it. It's not complicated, it's inevitable. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Now, same year, different energy entirely. Lemmy walks into the room and heavy metal gets a speeding ticket. Ace of Spades. Lemmy didn't play bass like a bass player, he played it like a rhythm guitarist who happened to have 4 strings. That opening run is pure adrenaline. No warm-up, no build, just straight in your face. And the thing is, Lemmy always insisted Motörhead were metal. He called it rock and roll. Lemmy, mate, I love you, but you were wrong. 1980 again, and this one is the riff that launched 1,000 metal bands. Stourbridge, a band that should have been massive, but instead, they became the band that inspired the bands that became massive. Brian Tatler was 17 when he wrote that riff. 17, and it's so good that Metallica covered it. And most people don't even know it's a cover. That opening chromatic climb, it's menacing in a way the Sabbath were menacing, but faster, tighter, more urgent. Diamond Head with the great lost band of the new wave of British heavy metal, but that riff is immortal. Barnsley, 1980, the year that just keeps giving. Saxon, proper working class metal. Wheels of Steel is a biker anthem, but that riff, listen to the swagger on it. It's not aggressive, it's confident. Biff Byford's band never got the American recognition that Maiden or Priest got, and that's a genuine tragedy, because Saxon wrote riffs that absolutely belong in the conversation. Now this one. Sabbath fire their singer goes solo. Singer hires a guitarist from Los Angeles nobody's heard of, and together they write this. Randy Rhoads, that's all you need to say really. Crazy Train. The first riff is a masterclass in using space. He lets the nose breathe, and then the chorus drops, and it's this wall of palm-muted precision. Ozzy getting fired from Sabbath was the best thing that ever happened to him, and honestly, to heavy metal. Now, Newcastle, 1982. 3 lads who could barely play their instruments walk into a studio and accidentally invent the genre. Venom, Kronos, Mantis, Abaddon. They named themselves after the devil. They played faster than anyone, and the production sounded like it was recorded in a biscuit tin. It was perfect. That riff, black metal, is primitive. It's not technical, but it's filthy. It gave an entire genre its name. Without Venom, there's no Mayhem, no Dark Throne, no Emperor. Newcastle did that. Right, time for a gear change. Sheffield, 1983. Metal gets a haircut and learns how to write the chorus. Def Leppard, Photograph. People forget that underneath all the production and the harmonies, that opening riff is generally heavy. Mutt Lange made them sound like $1 million, but the bones of the song are pure metal. It's the moment British metal realised that it could be on the radio and still have teeth. Right, 1992, London. The biggest metal band on the planet walks on a stage in front of a crowd that's been singing this riff before the band even play a note. That opening melody, you've sung it in a pub, you've sung it in a football stand, you've definitely sung it at a festival of 2 in the morning when you probably shouldn't have been singing anything. Fear of the Dark, Maiden had been around for nearly 20 years by this point, and they were still writing riffs that entire stadiums would chant. That's not normal. That's Iron Maiden. Final one, 2005, Bridgend, South Wales, and this is where British metal proves it still has something to say. Bullet for My Valentine, Tears Don't Fall. That opening clean riff into the distortion is 21st century metal, but it's built on the same foundations as every riff that came before it. From Page in '69 to Padge in 2005. That's nearly 40 years of British guitar players finding new ways to make 6 strings sound dangerous. And that's the thing about British metal, it never stays in one place. Blues rock to doom, to new wave of British heavy metal, to thrash, to black metal, to metalcore. Every decade someone from this island picks up a guitar and does something that shouldn't work, and then it does. 12 riffs is nothing. There are hundreds I've missed, so here's what I want from you. Tell me in the comments what's the one British metal riff I should have included, and vote for which country you want me to do next. If you enjoyed this, do me a favour, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.